All right, for this last part, we are evaluating functions. Okay? This is not complicated. All we are doing is substituting. Okay? See how this says f of negative 6? Do you think I'm going to go to my f equation or my g equation? F. If you're finding a g, you're going to go to which equation? The g. This is just telling you, listen, this is just telling you this is your f equation. The f of x is telling you this is your f of x function. G is telling you your g equation. When you're plugging in negative 6, all you're doing is plugging in negative 6 for x into the right side of the equation. All we're doing is substituting in and simplifying as much as you can. So what will I write for A? I'm just going to write 3 times negative 6 plus 5. I'm plugging in negative 6 to my f equation. I'm not worrying about this left side. I know I found my f equation. I'm plugging negative 6 in for x, and I'm going to simplify. What is 3 times negative 6? And negative 18 plus 5 makes, and that is my answer. Okay, what will I do for B? How will I write this? 3 times x plus 1 plus 5. Now I'm substituting in x plus 1 for the x. What will I do to simplify this one? Distribute. Good. This is my f equation.
So it'll be 2 then. Oh.
What do you mean it'll be 2? Do you see that this is my f equation? Do we see that this is my f equation?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I am taking this x plus 1. Are you with me?
Yeah.
That, and I'm plugging it in for x. So that's why I have 3 times x plus 1 plus 5. Because whatever's in the x spot, now I'm plugging in x plus 1 in that spot. Okay? So then to simplify, I have to distribute. So we have 3x plus 3 plus 5, which makes 3x plus 8. For C, what will be my answer?
3y.
Very good. 3y plus 5 is correct.
Oh, that's it.
Because all I'm doing is substituting in y, and I can't simplify that. Okay, D. What will I do?
Put negative 4 into the x.
Exactly. We're plugging in negative 4 for x over here. So that means I'm going to have 2 times negative 4 squared minus 7. Getting the C? So, negative 4 squared is what? 16. So that means I now have 2 times 16 minus 7. What is 2 times 16?
32.
And 32 minus 7 is?
Yeah. Okay. Just think up.
Jarrett. Okay. 2 what? Stop! Who is it?
What's going on?
Maybe you should leave if you can't be quiet. Okay. 2y. What are we doing now?
Plugging that.
Give me stop.
I'm really getting irritated, just so you know. All right, so we're plugging in 2y. So we have 2 and then 2y squared minus 7. Make sure you always take care of your parentheses and exponents first. So, how will I simplify this?
4y?
Good. This one we can distribute the 2y through, so we get 2 and then 4y squared minus 7. Because 2 squared is 4, and then y squared is y squared. And then what will I get? 8y squared minus 7. Can I simplify that further? No, that is my answer. For E. Yes.
Is it always going to be
These that we're gonna be using, or are they gonna change?
They could change, but it'll always stated in the problem. Okay? G. We have 2 parenthesis x plus 1 squared minus 7. How are we going to simplify this problem? Box or FOIL? Okay? For time's sake, I'm just going to tell you that when you end up getting it, it's going to be x squared plus 2x plus 1. And then we have minus 7. And next we will distribute. So we have 2x squared plus 4x plus 2 and then minus 7. And we simplify, combine like terms, and we end our answer with 2x squared plus 4x minus 5. How do you think we will solve F, the F equation here? What?
This is a double whammy.
It is. It's a double whammy. I like that. Okay? You have to do both of these separate and then add your answers together. So find the f of x answer, find the g of 3 answer, and then once you get both of them, you combine them. So f of 2. Do you guys want to just try it on your own?
Yeah.
Good. When you get your answers, show me on your whiteboards.
Right. Whiteboards.
Yeah, it is. It's not a whiteboard.
Good.
That's
Good. 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 No. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
wanna write them down.
Good. Good. No. Yes. Yes. All right, so the correct answer was 22. If we plug in 2, for the F equation, we have 3 times 2 plus 5. 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 plus 5 is 11. When we plug in 3 to the G equation, I have 2 parentheses, and then I have 3 squared minus 7. We first do the square. 3 squared is 9. So then I have 2 times 9 minus 7. 2 times 9 is 18, and 18 minus 7 is 11. Then I can add them together, which is how I get 22. Okay. For time's sake, we are not going to do G, but if you did G, the correct answer is 28. And if you did H, you should end up with 2x squared plus 6x minus 2. All right. The last part here, we're talking about domains of functions, which is asking you what can x equal? What values will give you real numbers? Okay, so if I plugged in a negative number here, is it okay to get a negative answer? Yes, because there's no roots. There isn't going to be any imaginary numbers, correct? So what do you think my domain is on A? Anyone have a guess?
2. Or 10.
You could use 2. You could use 10. Those will work. But if we want to encompass all the numbers in the world, what numbers can I use? You can use 0.
1.
You can use 1,
2,
2.
3.
What does that encompass? What numbers are we saying?
Infinity.
Positive? 3.
Good numbers.
Good number.
Easy numbers?
All reals.
Oh, wait.
Okay, so it doesn't matter what we choose, negatives, positives, zeros, all real numbers, not imaginary numbers, all real numbers will work in this problem. Now, on B, notice that there is a square root. And if I have a negative under an even root, I will end up getting an I, an imaginary number, which will not work. So which numbers will work for this problem? What are all the numbers that can work? Well, not any number, because if I have negative 3, for instance, I'd end up getting negative 4, and then I'd end up getting an I, right? So I can't have negative numbers under my root.
Fraction?
Can we have a 0? Well, I guess you could have a 0. But, so what you're going to do is we're going to say x minus 1 equals 0. If I add 1, I end up getting x equals 1. Now, this number, because 1's okay, right? 1 can be under the root. But anything smaller than 1 is going to give me a negative number. For instance, if 0 was here, 0 minus 1 gives me negative 1. Therefore, this answer has to be x is greater than or equal to 1. So that's my domain on this problem. X has to be greater than or equal to 1 because we can't have a negative under a square root. Now, if this had been a cubed root, is it okay to have a negative under a cubed root? Yeah, so then that would be all reals. Okay, on C. The only number with fractions that you can't end up with in the denominator is 0. Because a 0 in the denominator means no solution or undefined. So this answer is going to be all reals except what value can x not equal? Say when you stop. All reals except x cannot equal what? What number will give me 0 in the denominator?
0.
2. If you're not sure, you can always take your denominator and set it equal to 0. X minus 2 equals 0. I add 2 to both sides and I get x equals 2. So 2 is the only number that will give me 0 in the denominator. So D is going to be the same type of answer except for what will make 0 in the denominator. Good. So this will be all reals except x cannot equal 4. And again, if you're not sure, you just take that denominator, you set it equal to 0, and you solve. Okay? Questions? Thumbs up or thumbs down on the lesson?
This part right here is
Okay?
Yeah.
Are there any questions that you want to ask me?